All right. What is going on, Bree Hive? Today we have a couple of updates on some cases that we've covered, and we're going to be getting into yet another lawsuit suing Mariah Carey for copyright infringement for her well-known song All I Want for Christmas. It seems like every year someone is suing Mariah Carey talking about she stole All I Want for Christmas, because we know that Mariah Carey makes millions during the holiday season. And so someone else is back at it. There was a case that we covered last year of someone suing her over All I Want for Christmas, and the song sounded nothing alike. So that case got dismissed. And there were a few lawsuits before it. And now we have a whole nother lawsuit that I am blind reacting to. Don't know what the heck they're alleging, but I do know that they're suing over that song and copyright infringement. They want a little bit of her coins, for making such a wonderful Christmas song. They're claiming they came up with it first. And then we have an update on Jonathan Majors. We covered him, what was that, last week or so? And it was a little controversial on the YouTube algorithm, to tell y'all the truth, but that is okay. I was wondering why my lighting was bad, because your girl forgot to turn on a whole light. Yeah. If y'all can't tell, I was not ready for live streaming today. We had some I don't know if that's technical difficulties, but I couldn't figure out my password to Pacer, so I didn't get documents that we needed, but that's all right. Let me go and turn on the other light so that my face is not so shaded on the side. That is it even shaded? Yeah, it's shaded on the wrong side. So, I got a little bit of info into doing lighting and stuff. So let me try to fix that for y'all. Give me one moment. Already starting the live stream wrong. Boom, there's a light. And that should make it a little better, hopefully. But yes, it does make it a lot better. So look at YouTube teaching me about lighting and making sure your face is lit up in the proper areas. Okay, we are back here. So four cases that we're covering. We also have an update on Mr. Beast with his D's Nuts lawsuit for trademark infringement. And then we also have an update on his Mr. Beast burgers. Again, all live reactions. I don't have as much information that I wanted to have on the D's Nuts, but we know we can't take that case serious, but I don't have as much information as I want on that one, because that is the case that my password did not work for, and also the documents were not free earlier on the other site that we use. So I don't know if Kimmy, if you have time to kind of check out and see if someone has downloaded them today to see if we can get them for free. They may be available now, but I did not check it because I was too busy fighting my password. So anyways, welcome into the live stream. If you are watching live and you have not hit the like button yet, please do. It helps us out in the algorithm and it helps us get friends, which I've been having a tough time with lately on the YouTube algorithm. So we're going to have to spice some things up, get some subscribers in so we can get more friends and grow the channel. And if you're not subscribed, maybe YouTube accidentally unsubscribed you, but you like it over here, please do make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss videos like this. Oh, and also, I guess, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we are on live. All right, so let me go ahead and see who's watching live. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and drop in the comments that you are replay crew, and let's see who is here. We got Cheryl C. Welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. Saying, Bree, the court released a whole bunch of pictures and videos. Not sure if you or Kimmy had seen that yet. And I think you're referring to the Jonathan Majors trial. I did see that they said the documents and the videos would be released, but right now we're a little bit concerned with the copyright strikes and things like that. So we're looking more into it. And I haven't actually found the released photos and videos. So we will not be covering that today, but I think I am going to try to do a members live stream on Sunday. If y'all are available, let me know. Go ahead and drop it in the chat if you're available on Sunday. I would say around noon, or maybe we should do it more in the afternoon. So Sunday around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me know if y'all are available. And once I determine if some people are available to hop on live stream to talk about the case, then I will go through the videos or try to find the videos and pictures and see if we can cover it on the members live stream, because I really want y'all feedback. We have not had a members live stream in super long, and it's way overdue. So I'm thinking if we do a members live stream on Sunday, we will cover the Jonathan Majors trial. Now, we may even have a decision on the verdict tomorrow. Okay, did y'all know that was happening? I did not know the case was all the way over. Work has been crazy for me this week, but we have some updates on that case as well. And I kind of gave it away a little bit, but yes, they've done closing arguments, and I believe they are going into the verdict. So short answer is no, we have not, or at least I have not seen them, but I am going to be working on getting to that, get into the bag, get into the information later on this week. All right, we have Summer Butterfly. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you tonight. Saying hello and good evening to all. Hello to you and welcome in. We got Kimmy Locker. We have our moderator, member, paralegal, and what is it called? I forgot the other word for it. Consultant, there it is, consultant of the channel, helping us build the channel up, finding the documents for me while I am struggling, dealing with divorces and child custody cases during the day. We would not have these cases ready and willing or ready to go if it was not for Kimmy. So make sure y'all thank Kimmy in the chat. Go ahead. All right. Oh, Kimmy, let me actually read what she said. It's talking to Cheryl C. It says, I've got them. Thanks for making sure. Okay, she got them already. I don't have them yet. I saw that they were released, did not have an opportunity to find them. And Kimmy Locker also saying, hello, Bree Hive. Hello, and welcome into the live stream and backstage. Hello, I see you back there. Z Seltzer says, here, giving us a waving peak hand, a member of the channel. Welcome in. Nice to see you tonight. I hope everyone's having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Connie Cat, hello with the hand pink waving. I don't know why it named it like that, but waving in the chat. Nice to see you here tonight. Harper Polo says, good evening. I'm excited to hear about the Majors update. And now let me tell y'all, I have not followed the case all the way, but we do have some updates that I would think are more of the highlight of the actual trial. And remember, it is just summary because they're not live streaming the trial. So I am not able to actually fully watch it. I'm just watching recaps from some of our favorite legal YouTube commentators. I'm not sorting through tweets like Legal Bites because I don't have the time. But thank you, girl. Thank you for sorting through the tweets and the articles, because your videos are definitely helping me out. So shout out to Alita from Legal Bites. If y'all are not subscribe to her, make sure you go subscribe to her. She's doing awesome breakdowns of the Jonathan Major case that's like really quick and easily digestible. And then also Natalie Lawyer Chick has covered some of it as well. I don't think she has daily recaps, but Natalie Lawyer Chick, who is actually a criminal defense lawyer, is also covering the case as well. So if you aren't subscribed to Natalie, make sure you go and check her out as well. We have Fig saying hello, or saying hi, hello, and welcome into the live stream. Nice to have you back today. We got Cheryl C saying hey to everyone. Mary Malarkey saying, well, hello, Bree, mods in chat. Bree, I love your top. Thank you very much. My husband actually bought it for me last year because I don't buy clothes. I don't know why. I just don't buy clothes unless I absolutely have to. So I'm like in winter last year with no sweaters. And yeah, so Alpha actually picked it out. The little fashionista that he is. So thank you very much. Cheryl C says, I will be traveling the next 2 weeks, so I probably won't be able to join many live streams until after New Year. I will try to pop on when I can, though. That is okay. I hope you enjoy your traveling. Where are you going? Let the people know. Let the hive know. Kimmy Locker says, and for whatever reason, my thing is okay. There we go. Kimmy Locker says, oh, you'll be missed. Yes, definitely you will be missed. I still want to know where you're going. Cheryl C says, I haven't watched any recaps on closing arguments today. Neither have I, because Alita hasn't put one up yet. So I have not watched it at all yet. But once the one does come out, I will watch it. And like I said, I think we can try to cover the case on Sunday if y'all are available. Let me know, because I actually don't have anything planned for Sunday, and I'm here to hang out with the hive. All right. We gotta find something to call the people within the hive. I always say peeps, but that doesn't like really match the Bee Hive theme. It doesn't match the bees, you know? We know we got me as queen bee. I don't want y'all to be worker bees, but let the bees know, I guess. Let the bees know. Okay. Share the honey. That might be a good one. Share the honey. Other than like share the tea, spill the tea. Share the honey. All right. I think that might stick. Look at me making all of these puns that probably aren't that good, but yeah, let's go on. Okay. We are going to go ahead and start with Jonathan Majors. And please excuse me for looking down, because my notes are on my phone, because that is where I was able to take the notes while also spending time with the hubby. So let's go ahead and jump into. All righty. So I actually have to pull up the note first. So that's the first issue that we have going on here. Okay, we got Jonathan Majors, and unfortunately, I'm starting in day 4 because 1, that's what I had time to review, and 2, that's where it kind of started getting juicy for me as far as like what I have been seeing coming out. And let me tell y'all, I'm not really seeing a lot of people even cover this trial. Normally, I will see stuff like that pops up on TikTok and all of the things, but lately I've been having to actually scour YouTube to get some updates from our good legal friends. Like I said, Natalie Lawyer Chick is covering it. I think Emily D. Baker has touched on it, but I haven't been able to watch her opinion on it. And then also Alita from Legal Bites has been covering it. So all the lady lawyers on YouTube love to see it. All right, so let's go ahead and start in day 4. This is where we are talking about Jabari, who is the girlfriend who is accusing Majors of abusing her on this one particular night. She is still on, I believe this is on cross-examination, where the defense started to kind of question her about her inconsistencies. So before they questioned her about her, or maybe not before, but they also questioned her about her drinking habits, which she admitted to having a margarita at the dinner that they went to. So Jonathan and Jabari, what is the girl's first name? I didn't forgot her first name. They went to have dinner, and she admitted to having a margarita. Now, what is the significance in highlighting the fact that she had a margarita? One margarita, I don't know about y'all. That's not really going to get me lit. It's not really going to, it might, warm you up for about 3 minutes or so. I don't know. But one margarita is not going to get you drunk. In my opinion, she was a smaller lady. I don't know how much of an effect it would have on her. So basically they wanted to point that out to show that alcohol was involved. But to me, I don't think it really has great weight, because one drink I don't think that's enough. One drink plus dinner enough for you to start acting out of character because of alcohol. But they also kind of want to not put character evidence on her, but kind of put character evidence on her, basically trying to insinuate that she's an alcoholic and she cannot control herself. And so all of this is really her fault. So basically trying to make her look like a bad person, so Jonathan couldn't have done these things, right? She admits to having that drink. She states that, and I don't know if you guys have been following the case, and let me actually go back, because I didn't kind of remind you guys what the case is even about. For those of you who do not know, Jonathan Majors is a movie actor. He is up and coming. He has been in Marvel movies. He was in Creed 3 he likes to be the villain, okay? And I just learned today that there's another Avengers movie. I thought that the Avengers was over. Let me know if y'all knew that there was another Avengers movie. I didn't know. I thought after Endgame, that was the end. I thought that was the point of Endgame, for there to be no more. But apparently his villain was going to be the basically super villain in this new Avengers movie. And I forget, it's like War of something, or it's something that I can't remember the name for. But I thought his character died in the Ant-Man movie, but y'all know they be all out of order. So no, they're not supposed to be out of order though. But anyways, I could just be, oh no, maybe they pretended to kill him, but they didn't really kill him. Whatever. We'll see when the movie comes out, if it ever can come out. So he's an up and coming actor. He's getting these major roles. I think there's like also a army movie coming out about him. He's just like killing it, for lack of a better word, in the movie industry. And some of you said on the last live stream that he had been up and coming. My first time seeing him was in the Creed 3 movie, and then his character was annoying there. And then in the Marvel movie, the Ant-Man, what is it called? I don't even know which one it is, but the most recent Ant-Man movie, his character was annoying there. But I will give it to him. He plays his roles well because he was an antagonist. And this lady, Jabari, and I still can't remember her first name, she is claiming that he's an antagonist and he's a villain in real life, and basically that he attacked her in the back of a car because he saw another woman texting her saying, "I wish I could be kissing you right now." And some people are speculating that that lady was Megan Good, who is now Major's new girlfriend and has been at every day of the trial supporting her new man. I don't know if I could do it. You would have to prove yourself innocent first, but maybe they had to sit down in a heart to heart and he was able to convince her that he is innocent. And even if he is convicted, he would be able to show that he is innocent. She would still believe him to be innocent even if he goes to jail, because people are wrongfully convicted all the time, right? Okay, let me okay, her name is Grace. Kimmy let us know her first name is Grace. So I don't know, I like the name Jabari. Grace is kind of boring. Let's see. Okay, and Kimmy actually got us the pictures. And Kimmy, they're not under TMZ, right? They're like straight from the court. Let's see here. Let's see. And then there's also a link to the article with the audio for the 911 call, surveillance footage of her chasing him, and the body cam footage. All in this one link, Kimmy. Let's see. I only have the pictures showing in the Google Drive, but I could be looking at it wrong. I got like the text. Oh, text messages from each other. Oh, and then I see it. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy saves the world here on the Bree Hive channel. On the Boss Attorney Bree channel. So yeah, if you guys don't remember who he is, that is who he is. And so basically she testified that he attacked her in the back of a car while they were leaving from dinner. And in this attack, he allegedly fractured her finger and he also cut the back of her ear. On what did she cut the back of her ear on? Oh. Oh my gosh, y'all. I have the document open that Kimmy sent with the links, and it just starts typing. So I thought I was like doing speech to text, and I was like, what the heck? No, I don't want it to mess it up. But it's showing me that it's Kimmy ghost typing back here for us. So thank you, Kimmy, for that. So where was I going? So they got in a fight because he had a woman texting him. She got jealous. She wanted to see the phone. He wouldn't let go of the phone, or he fought her for the phone, whichever one it was, claiming that he grabbed her by the face, twisted her arm, and somehow her ear was cut. Somehow her finger was fractured. But for some reason, when he tried to get out of the car and get away from her, which we'll get into what the driver said about that, she followed him. In her words, she followed him, and in defense words, she chased him. She looked like the antagonist in a lot of the videos. She then met up with 3 random strangers on the street and went out to the club and spent a band. I don't know how much she spent, but spent a lot of money on his credit card buying $800 bottles of champagne, allegedly, is what they're claiming. So some people are saying she was the antagonist and maybe he was just doing self-defense. But if I remember correctly, he's not even saying self-defense. He's just saying he didn't assault her, which I don't know if that's the best. I don't know if that's the best position, but I'm not a criminal attorney. I need to talk to Natalie Lawyer Check because I haven't been on Twitter in a long time, so I don't even know. I need to talk to her about that because if let's say he's not pleading self-defense, I think some of those touchings, although she was probably the antagonist, I think they could still be considered assault. I think it could be, but I don't know. Because I feel like with self-defense, you have to say, yes, I did it, but I did it because they were attacking me. But he's not doing that, if I remember correctly. They're saying that she just attacked him and maybe she cut her finger, bruised herself that is what it is. Basically, she hurt herself by attacking him. Okay, I remember. We got it together over here. Okay. All right, got it. All right, so she's testifying. She testified for like 3 or 4 days altogether. So she admitted to having the drink. Let me pull the notes back up. She stated when he got out of the car, because remember they're having a little tussle in the back of the car where that they not rented, but they hired a driver to drive him around. They get out of the car and she basically chases him around. She says it's following him. And her reason why, get this, y'all, her reason why she followed him / chased him is because she wanted to walk with him. Girl, what? Do I even have a little laughing sound? I don't even think I have a little laughing sound. I need to get a laughing sound. I don't know why I said that so many times, but she wanted to walk with him. My boy was literally trying to get away from you, and you're going to tell us that you followed him because you still wanted to walk with him after you just found out that he was cheating on you? Or what you think is cheating on you. And in addition to that, you're grabbing on him. So if you really just wanted to walk with him, why would you be grabbing on him? She said she didn't even see the car in the street. Then she was asked about whether she felt pain while she was at the club turning up after this traumatic incident for her. And she said, yeah, she felt pain sometimes in her finger. And then they said, okay, well, did you also feel adrenaline? She said, yes. So she just kind of kept going back and forth between pain and adrenaline. But y'all, if she's popping bottles of champagne and taking tequila shots and all of this stuff, maybe she was lit enough to the point where she couldn't feel her finger. I have personally never been that lit to where it's like, if I have an injury or something's hurting, I might, have a drink or something. You'll feel like a little tingly, but you can still feel that underlying pain. But maybe it was numbed enough. Maybe the alcohol numbed the pain enough that she couldn't feel it. But then she also testified that she wasn't drunk enough to pass out. So which one is it? It's coming off as very inconsistent, is what her testimony is coming off as. Okay. And then they turn around and ask her about the sleeping pills, because she said she took sleeping pills and she passed out on the floor. But she didn't pass out from the alcohol. We have to remember that. She's saying she did not pass out from the alcohol. She passed out from taking the sleeping pills. They tried to get her to admit that the bottle of pills that was in Major's house was her pills. She didn't remember what kind of pill she took. She just knew that she took sleeping pills. And then a part that really struck me as interesting in watching the recaps is that she cried over not wanting to watch the police camera footage. I don't know why that part for her was so traumatic, but I have also done a DV trial where a woman started crying on what seemed like the most minuscule situation out of the whole claim for domestic violence. And I'll give y'all an example. She basically cried over not being able to eat applesauce. So she took the applesauce and she threw it away so that no one else can have applesauce. And when she was asked about this applesauce on the stand, she started boo-hooing, crying. And I'm just looking at her like, was the applesauce that good? or you don't know because you threw it away. You don't know because you threw the applesauce away, but you never know what kind of incident is really going to trigger you like that. And for Jabari, for Grace Jabari, it was the police video camera, or not camera, the police video footage. And to me, I don't know why that was the thing that really bothered her, but for whatever reason, that was the thing that really bothered her. And so she basically asked that they not watch the video. Defense is like, no, you have to watch the video. You know, we have to cross-examine you on it. And then there was a note or a tweet suggesting that there is one particular juror that seems to be almost siding with the defense. And as the defense is asking questions, she's like nodding her head, going, that's right, as if she is more on the defense side, and maybe Jonathan Majors is not going to be convicted. I don't know what the vote needs to be in this particular case. It is a misdemeanor. Maybe I should look it up. But it's hard at looking up stuff while I'm trying to live stream and talk. So they basically, the defense, I think, based off of the recaps that I have watched, seems to have done a good job in cross-examining her and pulling out those inconsistencies so that we can really understand that either her memory was not that great because she was drunk. I'm not sure if she was that drunk, though, in the back of the car, but definitely after going out to having a bunch of drinks at the club, I could see why they would say that she was drunk. So that was day 4 update. And then let's go ahead and look at the pictures that Kimmy got for us. So remember, she's saying that she had a cut on her ear. And so let's go at, I hope this is not too bad to where YouTube trips on us about this cut on the ear. Okay, there we have it. Oh no, y'all don't have it yet. Okay, there we have it. Y'all can see it. I think you can. Okay, so this is the cut. Sorry to zoom in for y'all, but this is the cut that she has on the back of her ear. It looks pretty bad, but what the heck cut her on the back of her ear like that? Did he have something sharp on her phone, on his phone? Did he have his keys in his hand? What the heck cut her in the back of the ear like that? That looks, ooh, I can't look at that no more. Okay. And then we have another version of it. Again, it's a pretty deep cut in my opinion, but I'm not a medical examiner or anything like that. Hopefully y'all stomachs are a little bit less queasy than mine. But yeah, that's the cut on the back of her ear. So that's one of the injuries that she's saying that she received from the incident. Now, they kept saying, oh, well, no one seen blood running down her face. No one seen blood. No one seen blood. I guess this is big enough to where blood would be dripping down, but I don't know. And she had on a white shirt. So if it would have dripped onto the shirt, I feel like we would have seen it on the shirt, but maybe it didn't bleed, or maybe it was just going straight into her hair because it's literally right by her hair. And if I remember correctly, her hair was down and then she pulled it up. So I don't know how much something like this would bleed. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about the cut. Okay, and then the other injury she said that she has is a fractured finger, which this is bruising of her finger, I think the next day. I don't remember when exactly, I don't know when exactly this picture was taken, but I'm pretty sure it's within a couple of days, right? And so like I said, depending on how small the fracture is, maybe she didn't feel it that much while being out at the club, or maybe when she doesn't remember when she got home, maybe she punched the wall. We don't know. And so Jonathan Majors, that's his defense attorney's job, is to kind of cast doubt on it. Like, did she do this to herself, or was this something that Majors did to her, or that happened to her? Or if she's hitting and swinging and punching and, being in Creed 3 on this man, could she have done that to herself? Could he have done that to her, trying to rip the phone out of her hand? Should she have given his phone back? Is she considered the aggressor? In a lot of these incidences, she does seem like the primary aggressor, if the story is how it seems to be coming out, especially from I guess eyewitnesses, the driver said it sounded like she was the one kind of doing the attacking. Now, you never know. People hit people, they punch them, and they break their own bones. But you can't say, okay, that person attacked me, and it's like, Bob, you punched Jamal in the face. You can't then sue him for assault because you punched him in the face and you broke your little finger. And that's the kind of doubt that Majors is trying to cast on her. So let me know in the chat what y'all think of the injuries. Do you think it's something that could have been caused by Majors, or do you think it's more of something that she could have done to herself, especially if she was the one doing the swinging and the hitting and all of the things? So let me go ahead and jump in the chat so I can see what y'all are saying, and then we'll go from there. Okay, Cheryl C says, I'm flying to the Northeast Saturday morning. I will be visiting friends and family in Nantucket and Connecticut. Oh, well, that sounds fun. A nice little holiday gathering. I hope you have a great time. Okay, Cheryl C says, the trial keeps going back and forth, but the prosecution had not convinced me up to closing statements. I'm not sure if they would change my opinion, but we'll see what was said. Did you see the closing statements yet, or see comments about the closing statements, or is the closing statements actually being recorded? I think that they are actually being recorded, right? Let me know if y'all remember. Mary Malarkey says, I'm new to this case. Thank you. Well, I hope I gave a pretty good summary. I didn't mean for the summary to be that long. Kimmy Locker says her first name is Grace. Yes, thank you for reminding us of that. I think you said that to me in the back channel too. YT3, welcome back into the live stream, saying it's particularly hard for celebrities to find partners. That is also true. I think that's true. Let's see here. YT3 says, would Grace want him if he was just a regular guy? I'm going to go with a hard no. And that's just my opinion. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it at that. People think that he's really attractive. No, I'm not going to leave it at that. People think that he's really attractive. And let's just say I don't agree. I don't agree, but when people do those kind of couples, they don't really care about attraction, I guess. Cheryl C says he was in the Loki season 1, then he was in Ant-Man in the Wasp Quantumania. That's what I thought it was called, but I didn't want to screw it up without it in front of me. So thank you, Cheryl C, for giving us the name of the movie for Majors. Fig says, did he die in the movie? But he did die in the movie, but there are multiple versions of him. I think they revealed that during the credit scene. Okay, yes, that's what it was then. Because in those movies, they always got something going on. But yes, I do remember there being multiple versions of him. I only watched the movie one time, but yeah. Well, he's in Avengers. I thought Avengers was over, but I guess it's not. I thought it would have been fine ending at Endgame. Like, why would you name it Endgame and then keep going? I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Fig says, and I thought he did well in Ant-Man. I like his character. Just hated that he lost to a bunch of ants. A bunch of little people. Destroying worlds. How could you be on his side? I thought he was very annoying. He had like a bone to pick. I don't know. It's like some villains, we know they all have a bone to pick, but his was just like annoying. And I don't even remember the plot all the way, but it was like the thing about them melting his face and all of this stuff. I gotta watch the movie again because I know for whatever, and maybe I won't dislike him as much if I watch it again. But to me, I just remember watching that movie and being so annoyed with his character. And I don't even remember the plot. Other than is that Ant-Man's mom? I think it was Ant-Man's mom basically thotting around, being stuck in the quantum world. Harper Polo says, I think Megan is acting as his Coretta Michelle, who he told that lady to be, which is wild. Lynn Ritz says, I'm getting the vibe that Brie doesn't think she's a victim. I think I go back and forth. Yes, I think it's more of a neutral. Thank you, Harper Polo. I go back and forth because the thing is, I can see both sides of it from not only experience, but also being in domestic. I deal with domestic violence cases in family law. And the thing about it in family law is, I think it's way too easy to get a restraining order when a lot of the times it is a brawl. It's not usually, in my experience, it's not usually one person when we're talking about physical attacking the other person. Now, can it happen? Yes, of course, it happens all the time. But a lot of the times, and when we're talking about heterosexual relationships, the women be just as feisty. Okay, they start some stuff and then they're getting beat up because the man just happens to be stronger than them. And a lot of the times is the man not even in my experience, in my practice, a lot of the time with the family law restraining orders, it's like to get an upper hand in custody and all of the things. But a lot of the times when it is like kind of a mutual brawl kind of situation, the man never even hits the woman. It's just kind of like he pushes her or he tries to get him off of her. He holds her hands and maybe causes a bruise like Grace. So I would lean more towards neutral. I think either way is possible, but I think the videos heavily suggest that she was not the victim in this particular situation. But I also do know that Majors is a lot bigger than her and a lot stronger than her. But should he not be able to defend himself? No, he should be able to defend himself, but at what point can he really gauge his strength to in his really what he tried to do was get away. At first I thought he was guilty, to tell y'all the truth. At first I thought he was guilty, but the videos are leaning more towards she's the problem in my opinion, but I am still pretty neutral literate. Is that fair enough? Yeah. Mary Malarkey says, new to this story, curious why was this woman reading his text messages? I can't stand when people instantly lean over when someone is looking at their phone. Okay, I spoke my piece. I may have to disagree with you, Mary Malarkey. For me, the light, it doesn't even matter. It can be my best friend. It can be my mama. It can be my dad. If someone's phone lights up, my eyes instantly go to it. Like, I don't know why. It just instantly goes there. Maybe because my vision's not that good, so the light flashing kind of catches my attention. I don't know what it is. The thing about me and my vision not being that good, I can't see what it says half the time. You can even ask my husband when something pops up that I think is suspicious. I have to be like, let me see it. I can't even like sneakily look at it because I can't see it. I have to ask to see it. But no, I definitely get that. People shouldn't really be that nosy, but it's a natural thing for my eyes to go to the phone. Let me know. Are you guys natural lookers at other people's phone, or are you more with Mary Malarkey, stop being nosy kind of situation? Mary Malaki says, unfortunately, Amber Heard has made me sus for life. She is leaning more towards Amber Heard. I'm sorry. She's leaning more towards Amber Heard for me. Like I said, the women can be just as feisty, if not the feistier person in the fight, but the man is just so much stronger that anything he does could potentially hurt the woman and cause more bruises to her. Or like I said, she could have punched him and caused that to her finger, or he could have grabbed her finger trying to get his personal property back out of her hand. We don't know. We weren't there. Cheryl C says one of the people she was with in the club did say that she accidentally walked into a wall at the club. She also complained about her finger hurting while she was at the club, maybe before she hit the wall. Yeah, exactly. We're going to get into that. I know I'm moving a little bit slow while I have 4 cases to go through. Don't know why. This case is just interesting. It just kind of took over. I'm sorry. YT3 says, seems like she's looking for a payday. I don't think she sued him for damages, but I guess they could make him pay restitution. But this is like a misdemeanor. And it's almost like they're making an example out of him because they could have just gave him community service or whatever it is, but he just didn't want that on his record. Probably, I don't know if they offered him a deal. It's either they didn't offer him a deal because he's a celebrity and they have to make an example out of him, or not have to, but they are making an example out of him, or it could be that he wouldn't take the deal because he didn't want that to tarnish his name. I mean, like I said, he is a villain in a lot of movies. He doesn't want to be a villain in real life, right? YT3 says Majors is facing criminal charges, so she won't and can't get a payday from the trial. They could potentially order him to pay restitution to her, but it's definitely not as much if she was like to sue him civilly. Cheryl C says, I have not watched anything about closing today yet. I saw some out there, but didn't watch them. Yeah, I haven't watched them yet. I was kind of cramming before the live stream because I wanted to talk about the case. YT3 says he's just average, but Loki is very charismatic. Yeah, no, Jonathan Majors is just not it for me, but to each their own. Cheryl C says the only Marvel, I think Marvel something universe. I don't know what the C stands for. I'm not that big of a fan. I don't know what the C stands for. A film after Endgame that I have loved has been Spider-Man No Way Home. The rest have been okay, but not as good as pre-Endgame, in my opinion. I think pre-Endgame Avengers, I think, was the best series. Don't know why they're coming out with another Avengers when half of them either died off or changed their character or whatever. We're gonna have all these little new superheroes that no one cares about. I didn't really care for No Way Home. I thought it was cool that they brought in all the Spider-Mans. I'm not gonna lie to you. Spider-Man number 2, I didn't watch any of his movies. I didn't know what the heck was going on when Spider-Man 2 came in. The second Spider-Man guy was named like Andrew or something. Did not know him, but I don't know. I felt like they tried to make it too corny, in my opinion. I like the movie, but overall, I think they tried a little bit too hard. But it could just be me. Maybe I'm a tough critic on Marvel. Lynn Ritz, but no, I'm a tough critic because Flash, the DC movie, that movie was so corny. That movie was a mess. I went to sleep on it immediately on the plane. Lynn Ritz says, thanks for elaborating on your opinion and experience, Bree. Also, can you talk about the whole prior bad acts concept, like how they weren't going to let the text in from the September incident? Yes. So I'm going to get to that. I just kind of went on a tangent. We're going to get there. I promise. Cheryl C says, I was neutral to start, but prosecution never convinced me before closing statements. So I guess I still lean towards NG. Think neutral. I don't know what the G stands for. I'm sorry. But no, I agree with you. Have they proved their case? I don't think so. And I don't think he called any witnesses, right? They just rested after the prosecution's witnesses. If I'm all the way caught up, he did not actually call any of his own witnesses, right? They just cross-examined. Mary Malaki says, all right, Bree, we can agree on Amber. Yes. Yes. She is leaning way more towards Amber than I initially thought. I was thinking, no, he's a big, strong man. He can do all of these things. And then I had to remember some of my cases. Cheryl C says, it feels more like she wanted to punish him for talking to that other girl. I don't know. It feels like that, right? And especially she claimed, oh, that's another inconsistency, claiming that she was sleeping, but she was on the phone with her friend in London. Like that's, yeah, it seems more like, oh, you cheat on me, I'ma show you. Kimmy Locker says, Ritz, the defense messed up and opened the door to the text. If he's found guilty, I'd bet that'd be the reason. Yeah, because even though they tell you not to use it for those reasons we're going to get into, once it's there, right? Fig says, I don't watch the Andrew Garfield ones either. I haven't seen the latest Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I did not watch that guy. He did not. He did not pop up on my radar for whatever reason. He didn't make it into my Spider-Man movies. I think I watched the Tobey, is his last name Maguire? I watched the Tobey ones because my mom watched them, so I didn't like voluntarily watch them. And then I watched the new guy. What is his name? I forget his name too. He's the one that dates, his name is Tom Holland, right? He dates Zendaya. I watched him because he was in Avengers. So I didn't even know it was. I was like, who is this baby Spider-Man? When I was watching the Avengers. So yeah, I had to catch up on him. But Andrew Garfield, yeah, do not know him. I'm sorry, I do not know this man. I did not know that, man. Okay, let's get into day 5. And then I haven't had time to review the I haven't had time to review the video, so I'm going to try to go click on it. Kimmy kind of broke it down for me, so hopefully I can make it flow. Okay, so day 5 was redirect, meaning the prosecution started asking Grace questions again themselves. They were able to bring in the text messages from the injuries from September 2022. So let's go ahead and go to them because Kimmy pulled them for us. Thank you to Kimmy. Let's give a round of applause. Yes. Getting us the text messages. All right, we got Jonathan with an interesting picture. Is this in order the way you named him? I think so. Okay. So Jonathan says, yes, it will be Jonathan saying, it's just fake, and I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm not even sharing it for you. Share my screen. Oh no, gosh, Brianna, get it together. Get it together, girl. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay. It's just fake, and I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions, and as I don't think you can actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation, even if you do lie and they suspect something. And so basically the reason why they're even bringing up these text messages is because they're basically trying to insinuate that Jonathan is admitting to doing some type of physical abuse to her. And we'll get into why they got let in after we go through the messages really quick. She says, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. That's it, or that's all. Why would I want to tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? So again, insinuating that he did something to her to cause her to need painkillers, physical abuse, or something else. Jonathan says, I feel like you want to be together, as in to not embarrass yourself for everything you said to your friends and family. Last night, I considered unaliving myself versus coming home. You said, which is a very abusive thing to say, even if he didn't do anything physically to hurt her, that is grounds for a restraining order and family law. Threatening to unalive yourself. You said you needed love last night, and I put my feelings aside and tried to give you that. I need love too. Or maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just unalive myself. This way of existence is miserable. I want to see what else it says. I want to be non-breathing. Y'all can see what it says. Yeah, he wants to be non-breathing. All right. And then Grace says, I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so, or you don't trust me to. I promise I would never mention you, but I understand your fear. I wonder what the heck they blacked out. Like, is that her saying you did these things to me? Potentially, because that would be hearsay of her saying, okay, you did these things to me. I won't go to the doctors if you don't believe me. But it could kind of spell out what actually happened if it was physical abuse. Those statements would be considered hearsay. This one is more on the side of she did not want to tell on him, which a lot of people that are abused, they try to protect their abuser, especially if they're still in love with them. Okay, Jonathan goes on to say, you can't reject love if there is no real love. It's just lip service. I gave you love last night and this morning before I got out of bed. When you got up, you were not full of love at all. I didn't feel it at all. You could have just given me a hug or walked close to me or asked me if you could give me a hug, not the other way around. It works both ways. I will probably meal myself. It's not really contemplating anymore. I think that's a threat to unalive himself again. He also says, I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I am killing myself. I am unaliving myself soon. I've already put things in motion. That, like I said, is a really abusive thing to say. Jonathan also, Grace says, Jonathan, you can't say this. I'm going to have to call someone. I'm sorry for not hugging you this morning. I really am. I was sleepy and disoriented by the fact you thought I would break your necklace. Okay. So at least it shows that what started it was him thinking that she would break his necklace. So did he snatch it out of her hand? Did he push her on the ground? What are they saying he did? She said, I love you so much, obviously. What do you mean you've put this in motion? What are you setting up here? Let's see where it is. You have a family, Jonathan, a mother and a daughter. I didn't know he had a daughter. What would Ella do without you? Don't do this to her. Don't even think these thoughts, is what she says. And then they block out the rest of the messages. I wonder what they say, but we don't know what they say. Okay. Okay. So these are the text messages that were let in. They basically asked her during the cross-examination, I forgot to mention, asked her during cross-examination, why did you originally tell the police that you didn't know what happened, that you didn't know if Jonathan did something to you, or you said he didn't do something to you? Why did you do that? She basically said, because I wanted to protect him, that he's basically done things like this before. She didn't really get into all of that. He's basically done things like this before, and I've protected him before. So this was no different than what I've done for him before. In September 2022, he did something to me. I wanted to go to the doctor, and he actually prevented me from going to the doctor so that he didn't get in trouble. So I felt that I needed to protect him again, really. So how did these get in? The reason why these were originally denied is because it would be character evidence. He did something that was bad to me in September 2022. So that means that he did something that was bad to me on this March incident, right? That's why it was originally prejudicial, and it could not come in unless it's being used to prove something other than character evidence, other than he did this bad thing to me. So that means he did this bad thing to me this time as well. They opened the door when she said the reason why she didn't tell the first time, not to look like a liar. She didn't make this up. I'm not making a hoax. I'm protecting him basically like he has coached me to do in the past. And this shows, if he did do something physical to her, this shows that he did coach her and she obliged. She did not go against him. She didn't go to the doctor. She didn't tell on him. She let him know that she was not going to tell on him in that situation. So she likely did the same thing in this situation. Like I said, the things that are blacked out would probably be considered hearsay or not relevant to prove what they're trying to prove of, like, protecting him. I don't know if I explained that all the way, if I touched every base that I wanted to touch on that, but I'm sure it'll come up some more because I see some comments coming in, and we can talk about it deeper. So those messages got put in. Like I said, they're supposed to be used to show something other than character, but some people would say, just like they've said in the past, he abused his ex-girlfriend before her, and now he abused her allegedly in September 2022 is what they're trying to get you to insinuate. But he's basically saying, okay, I did these things to her before, but this time I didn't do it. He could have learned his lesson. He could have done something to her in September, but maybe he learned his lesson and he didn't do anything to her that time because he saw how bad he felt in September 2022. That can easily be an argument for him. Where was I going with this? He's encouraging her not to tell. She was ready and willing to lie for him that she hit her head herself. She was ready to take the blame for herself. Him threatening to unalive himself, like I said before, completely abusive. Grace previously, which was interesting for me to hear, she had previously testified that he never physically handled her before. He never physically put his hands on her. He's thrown stuff, he's slammed cabinets, he's done all the things, but similar to Johnny Depp, he never actually put his hands onto her, is what she's alleging. But now all of a sudden she's saying, oh, well, but in September 2022, he did do something to me. Could this be considered an inconsistency? Could this be considered, oh, I forgot, or, oh, I thought you were referring to this same exact situation and maybe I misspoke? But they basically didn't really bring that back up for her. Let's see. Could have saved her if they would have been able to kind of address it and make sure that she can correct herself on that. Let's see here. All right, it was under character law. All right. So it fell within an exception. And then after her testimony was done for redirect, her friend Blakey was called in to testify. This is the woman that she was talking to on the phone. She testified to when the calls actually happened. Remember, Grace said that she was in the bathroom sleeping on the floor between 12 and I think 7 a.m. Or not 12, I think it was like 2, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. And uh, New York time, but her friend testified to being on the phone with her multiple times throughout that time limit. And then she also testified to the fact that, Grace was a happy person prior to getting in a relationship with Majors. And then all of a sudden, when she got in a relationship with him, she lost weight. She started acting different. She didn't hang out with her friends as much. She wasn't as bubbly, which is also evidence of someone that could potentially be in an abusive relationship. So, that's what friend testified to. And then the police officer that interviewed Grace was there. He got not interviewed. He testified, and his testimony was shaky to say the least. He testified to not knowing whether he saw Major's ripped jacket, and then he watched the videos and said, okay, I guess I did see the ripped jacket because Major said, hey, look, she ripped my jacket. And then he testified to seeing the bruised finger, or his documents said he saw the bruised finger, but then some said he didn't see a bruised finger. So his testimony was like shaky at best. The other thing, let me see. All right. So yeah, that's he basically made a statement that this was typical of a domestic violence incident. He knew he was going to be making a domestic violence report. Other than him making that statement, everything else was like, okay, he doesn't really remember all the time. Maybe he doesn't remember because he runs into these incidences all the time, or maybe he just doesn't remember the incident as well as the state thought he would, or he didn't review the videos, and basically made himself look like he didn't know what he was talking about on the stand. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll jump into day 6 in a moment, but I wanted to check out the links. All right, let me make sure it should be on the sound. We have some of the videos. Y'all, we may not get to all the cases that I promised at the beginning of the live stream because I cannot be on live stream late today because my husband is taking a test and I can't be in here yelling. I can't be in here yelling, so we may not get to every single case we talked about today. But let's go ahead and look at the videos. If they're short, I hope they're short. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the audio. Let me know if y'all can hear it all right. Can y'all hear that? And I can put it a little bit higher. Is there a way to get it? And this is 5 minutes long. So this is Jonathan calling the police for help for her. Okay. Kimmy is letting me know that we can't hear anything, so we may not. Let's see. It says that it's on. Can y'all hear it now? All right. I think we're gonna skip that audio anyways because it's kind of low, and Kimmy's saying that we can't hear it. So I don't know what's going on with this soundboard thing, but for whatever reason, it's not picking up. So let me actually check the settings in the back. No, it says it should be picking up. Yeah, I can hear that. So we'll skip the audio recording for now. This was the call, the 911 call where he was trying to help her out. Let's look. This one's gonna get the whole video strike though, because it's the surveillance video from the street, and it's our good friends that are good to strike your video. They don't care what, when, how. They're gonna freaking strike the video. So Oh, you know what? Why you guys probably didn't hear it is because I wasn't sharing the screen properly. So let's try that. Let's share the screen properly. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's this one. Okay, so y'all should be able to hear it now.
Let me get them going. What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious. She's naked from the
He sounds
bottom down. She has a sweatshirt on. She's my ex-partner. We broke up. I came back. She sent me text messages insinuating as much. I stayed in a hotel last night. I came home this morning.
Can y'all hear
I
it?
banged on the door.
I know it's
it's
quiet.
About 40 minutes now. Just banging at the door. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us, and they let me in via the handyman.
All right.
He sounds very calm.
She's 30 years old, white, female.
All right. Does she suffer from anything prior to? Or no, she have a mental condition or history?
I would maybe say so. She has a history with.
What's her name?
Her name is Grace Caitlin Natasha Jabari.
Great.
Dang, he gave her whole name.
All right. Do you know what she did or what she took, or you don't know?
No, I don't know. I just know she's unconscious.
All right. No problem, sir.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get you over to the EMS. Do not hang up. All right. They're already en route. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Stay on the line. Hold on.
All right. I think it's still a little hard to hear. Just him calling the police. So we'll go through that. The other video is from 3 acronyms, and they are good for striking your video. So I don't know if we're, oh gosh, geez Louise. Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to play this all the way. Why do they sell everything to them? That's so annoying. I will have to find the video from the surveillance from something else because they're gonna strike it, and I don't want them to take my whole video over a small clip. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and share this one from Insider. No, where is it? Okay. All right. So all right, here we go.
Those majors inside the apartment he shared with dancer Grace.
Let me actually mute it. This is the police body cam footage. Is this okay to watch? Because I know they said something about her not being okay. She got on clothes now. So this is basically what happened. I don't want to use the audio because it's insider talking. So just kind of showing y'all what happened. Them trying to help her up. They talk about the 911 call. All right, let's see. Let me see if.
I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. They let me in via the handyman.
Prosecutors say a fight started the night before when Jabari saw this text message on the actor's phone. "Wish I was kissing you right now." It was apparently meant for another woman. Also part of the newly released evidence, photos taken by Jabari of what appears to be bruises on her finger.
Okay, so he's the one that sent the message. I thought they were saying the girl sent a message to him. Okay, he the one wishing he was kissing people right now. I don't think that's a good look, buddy. Okay. And so this is him talking about the Coretta and Michelle Obama. So let me go ahead and share that with y'all. And I'm sorry y'all didn't have this already set up, but Kimmy just found this for us. So shout out to Kimmy for finding it for us. But I didn't have time to kind of go through it first to make sure it was getting. I'm gonna speed up the video a little or the audio a little bit, and let's see what this says.
What are we doing right now? Period. This is period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really, go, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house?
Can y'all hear this one good?
I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't. So like,
No, you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
Don't you have to tell him who?
I know. I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this. My temper, my shit, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? I'm not saying I'm a great man, a great man.
I'm a great man.
I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not going to think about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan.
Is he
And
that?
the plan is everything.
Why are you lecturing her?
If it was just you in the house drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I would have felt bold enough like, oh, hey, let's go to bed. But I said, I'm just going to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, blah, blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on.
You don't have to tell people she drunk
Fine,
though.
I can take that. Fine.
Okay, so he's lecturing her like a child. That was interesting to hear. I don't know if that, I mean, I guess it could be emotional abuse, but at the same time, not. He's lecturing her. He's for sure lecturing her. I don't know. I think we would need more of it than just that part of it. So, it was interesting. Okay. Kimmy found out the surveillance video that I think y'all should actually see. So let me see if I could play it without our home people or who coming after us. Yo, that's gross. The little video they had up was gross. Okay, let me share the screen for us. This one is this one. Share it. And I'm sorry if the audio is low, y'all. For whatever reason, when I connect it, it's low. Ew, that's so nasty. I'm sorry, y'all. No, I clicked on it. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh my gosh. Why is this happening to me? Let me fix it. Why is it giving me a big fungus toenail ad? Oh my gosh. I don't think we're going to be able to watch it because I can't close that. It's just getting bigger. How do you close this? Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. We're not going to be able to watch it because this is outrageous. Okay, they got rid of the toenail, actually. That was ridiculous. That was gross. Okay, now it's ready to go. So this is the surveillance video. You see him pushing her back into the car. But then he kind of drags her out, or did she get out? So she is walking with him, but I shouldn't be laughing. She was walking with him, but she tried to grab his hand. He did pick her up and kind of push her in there. Sorry, it's a little grainy, y'all, but it's a surveillance video, so what to expect? Okay, we saw that, but I want to see where she starts kind of chasing him. Nobody wants you to slow it down. I don't need you to. Okay, here we go. So she's chasing him. He tried to get away from her. She's literally chasing him. Yeah. It's either he did something to you. She literally chased him a long way. She about to get hit. But I mean, I feel like it could be seen as two ways. She gave up. He could have did something to her, and then she felt the need to just kind of like follow him after that. This is her talking to the people outside after finding out, I guess, after chasing him down the street and losing him. Couldn't catch up to him. But the running away, to me, it could come off as like, okay, you beat her up and then you try to get away. But my thing is like, if he beat you up, why would you then chase him? You know, so I don't know. I feel like she is a little bit, she's not really helping her story. And so they're saying that's the same ear that she's supposed to have the cut behind. This girl that's hugging her is the one that testified on her behalf and said that was like the only night that she actually talked to her. The way that they're dressed and going out is like very interesting to me. Like that's a club outfit. And so he just walked past her. And this one doesn't really have audio to it. So I don't know what was, I mean, because I guess it's a surveillance video. So again, getting in the car or trying to push her into the car. And the driver just has to like sit through it, which is absolutely crazy. Okay, and then this is the hotel of him checking in by himself. Looks like. Or is this him going into, okay. Now she's at the club. This video showing us everything we needed to see. So now she's at the club. This is her down here buying champagne and drinking it with her new friend at the bar. This guy's having a very interesting conversation. And so are these people. People are flirting. Good for them. Having a great night out. Okay, this is her sitting alone after the club. A lot of video footage. Okay, then she's going to go up to his apartment. They didn't show the video of her like literally chasing him out of the car. There was another video of him literally chasing her. Her literally chasing him out of the car. That walking one, I saw a different one than that. The police are here. He's letting them in. Nice little place in New York. So he's the one that even called the police for the help. Y'all have to change my whole title because we are not getting into these other cases. I'm sorry. If my husband wasn't taking a test, then we could finish it. But this took long. I still haven't even got to the last day for y'all. Okay. Nobody wants to see y'all in the elevator for this long. Okay, and then she's leaving with the police. And I think that after she left with the police is when she kind of told them her story. Okay, so that's the end of that. They kind of compiled all the videos for us, so that was good. Let me go ahead and get into day 6 for y'all, and then I'll get into the comments and see what y'all got to say about it. And then, like I said, I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail because we're not gonna be able to cover everything else. I thought I was gonna get through his part of the case in like 5 minutes. I did not think it was going to take me that long, but we got to shout out to Kimmy for finding us the support. Yes, finding us the support so that we could actually go through everything and break it down. So again, shout out to Kimmy. Okay. Make sure y'all thank her in the chat. And if you're watching on the replay, make sure y'all thank her in the comments. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. We are at 27 likes with 25 people watching live. So thank you, chat, for doing the darn thing, okay? Or what? I got a little beeper, right? I could cuss on here for doing. I can't hear it, but y'all should be able to hear my cussing sound. I don't know what's wrong with my little, I gotta fix that. But I don't know how to even fix it. Yes, 27 likes with 25 people watching live, but I know some of you have still not hit the like button. Oh, we are at 27 people watching live. If you have not hit the like button, please do. It does help us out in the algorithm, and we always support it over here at the Bree Hive. We got to get us a little sound, but I also got to fix my soundboard. So we'll wait on that. All right. So that was interesting. They compiled all the videos for us. Let's get into day 6 of what was testified to. On day 6, this is where the court decided they were going to allow the DV expert to testify, but I don't remember there being any information on a DV expert testifying. I could have just missed it in my updates or watching the updates. And then the woman in the video that we just saw her hugging, she testified this day. She states that she did not see any blood. As we can see, she was hugging her. Let me see if I can find the part of the video. She was literally hugging her with her face against her face. But you don't even know this lady and you're hugging her to that extent is a little strange to me. Let me see. I'm trying to find it so I can show it to y'all. She's gonna hug her. Okay, let's pull it up. Yeah, so she's put her hair back, and then this is the lady that testified on the last day. So a very friendly lady. I'll have to give her that. Okay, you see how closely, oh geez, when I pause it, it does all of that. You see how closely she's hugging her? She told them that she did not see any blood, and that's the ear that she allegedly cut. So was the ear cut at that moment? We don't know. So she testified. She did testify to not seeing any blood. And then she also testified that Grace complained that her finger hurt. So that could be evidence that her finger was already, hurting at that point. And like I said, maybe she was just so lit or adrenaline pumping that she didn't even feel it. There's some people that get up and run with their leg broken when they have adrenaline going through their body. And as you can see, she's standing outside. We don't really know what's going on with her. And she also was able to testify that Grace actually ran into a wall, and I believe she actually hit her head. So it's a possibility that she cut her ear when she ran into that wall. I don't know. So that's some kind of, muddy in the water that was done with her testimony. Next, one of these guys here testified. One of the guys that was standing outside with her testified as well. I think it's the guy in the white hat. He testified, and he just said that he didn't see any injuries. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was showing y'all something. I didn't even show anything. He testified that he didn't see any injuries. This guy right here, Majors is mad. Is majorly mad. I don't know why I'm saying so much, y'all. I got to get my life together. He testified to not seeing any injuries, but as we can see, he wasn't like hugging her or up close to her or anything like that. Even at the bar, I didn't even see him in the video, so maybe he just saw her there and just left her alone from there. I don't know, but he just testified he didn't see any injuries. And then the doctor that treated her let us know that she had a laceration that could have either come from being hit by someone or someone hitting their head on something. But the way that it's placed on the ear, like even them saying she ran into the wall and she could have cut her head like that, her running, I just don't see how you would cut yourself behind your ear by running into the wall unless you backed up into like a sharp corner. But from my understanding is that she ran forward into something. Same thing with the hit. If someone just smacks you, how would it then cut the back of your ear? So I feel like something had to be in his hand in order to cause that kind of damage to her. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and okay, so he testified to the laceration. He said that he closed it with some type of skin glue. And then he also stated that there were no other like scratches or bruises that were noted in her chart from that. So it's not like Majors was just like beating her down in the face, because she would have probably already started showing signs of bruising if that was the case. But she did have the cut on her ear. Let's see. And he did testify that she could potentially be at risk for alcohol disorder because of her scoring a 5 out of, I think, 11 on the alcohol test. So they tried to allude to the fact that she drank a lot. So that makes sense to me. But at the same time, it didn't really go anywhere, because all she did was admit to drinking one drink at the restaurant, which is when after the fight happened. And then if she got lit after the fight, what does that matter? Because that's not when the fight happened, right? Or I mean, I guess it matters because she could have passed out and hurt herself, or blacked out and hurt herself while she was in the apartment or returning home. But she looked pretty okay sitting outside on the lobby bench when she returned to the apartment. And then the last person to testify, which is who everybody wanted to hear from, was the actual driver to the SUV. He testified to being hired by Majors to drive them around that night. It didn't really seem like he actually knew them. One thing that Alita pointed out is that he kept referring to them like the boy and the girl. He actually testified with an interpreter to make sure that he was like understanding everything. And the fact that he was referring to her as like girl and him as guy or boy, it kind of indicates that he was not their normal driver, which I think is very important to show that he probably doesn't have any bias. He doesn't have any loyalty to Jonathan Majors, which I think really supports Jonathan Majors. He testified to the fact that the lady Grace was following Majors, not the other way around. And he also testified to not actually seeing the fight, but that the way the argument and the sounds were coming, he said he was paying attention to the road. The way that the sounds were coming, it sounded like she was the one that was attacking, and she was like asking about his phone and wanted to see it and kind of accusing him of doing something. He also testified that he did not find any blood in his car, which I believe they were trying to indicate that the cut didn't happen in the car. Now, could she have cut it on something else? Possibly. Most likely. Maybe at the club, maybe on Jonathan Majors' phone, maybe somewhere else to where there would not be blood in the SUV. So that was day 6, and then they went into closing arguments, and I don't have an update on that, unfortunately, but I'm thinking we will probably have a verdict tomorrow. Like, this is a misdemeanor going to trial. That is wild. He's spending a lot of money trying to basically save his name. He's an up-and-coming star, and I think, y'all, if he beats this case, okay, I think he is going to blow up into stardom. I think if he loses this case, I think he would still be okay. It's a misdemeanor. To tell y'all, what do y'all think? I think he would still be okay. I think he could still be an actor. The thing is, they're withholding the releases, but the movie is already made. What are you going to do? Just cancel a whole movie? I don't think so. So I feel like either way it goes, he's not going to be blacklisted. I don't think he's going to be blackballed. He's going to have to be on a campaign to basically revive his image. And he's already doing it by dating Megan Good, the lady that was just married to a preacher. Now she's dating the boxer and apparently the villain in real life, according to Grace Jabari. The jealousy, right? So I think either way the case goes, he would be okay, to tell you the truth. A misdemeanor, you're facing a year up into jail. I think he'll be okay, to tell you. The movies are already made. You're going to tell me they're not going to release them because of this? Yeah, right. Those movies, do you know how much it costs to make a movie? I don't, but I know it's a lot. Especially those kinds of movies. So like I was saying earlier, and I probably need to talk to Natalie Lawyer Chick about this. He's not claiming self-defense, so he's not admitting that he did something to her, which is like, okay, yes, I pushed her, but it's because she was attacking me. He's just claiming that he didn't assault her. And to me, at least in my area of law and family law, which again, I know criminal law is a whole nother monster. I'm not even pretending like I know criminal law. But in family law, if you did it, it would still count because you do see him picking her up and shoving her. And they said, oh, putting her in the car, placing her in the car, pushing her in the car. You can use all of these minimizing languages that you want, but he is tossing her. He's literally picking her up and putting her in the car. That could be considered assault. That can be considered assault. Him snatching the phone out of her hand. Yes, it is considered personal property, but can you beat somebody up over a phone? No, you can't do that. Or, I mean, use your muscle. How much of the strength he was using, we don't know. So I think there is still a possibility for him to be guilty. Just because she might be guilty of something too, maybe they should have actually pressed the charges against her too. But it doesn't mean that he's not guilty. It's not like he said, okay, she was just, wailing on me and I just sat there. That's a whole different story. But there's a story of you pulling the phone out of the hand, you're picking her up, tossing her into the car. Not that you just ran away. If he would have just ran away like he did, he probably would have been okay. But then taking her back to the car multiple times and pushing her in there, I'm thinking that's what they charged him for. I don't even think they really charged him for like the twisting the arm and all of this stuff, because he was charged with 2 incidences of assault. And that picking her up and placing her, I think he can be held liable for it. Is it fair? Probably not. But I don't think saying, oh, well, she was the aggressor doesn't absolve him from assault, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong because that's how it is in family law, but I don't think it completely absolves him. 2 people can be guilty of assault at once, and he's not pleading self-defense. Okay, and then Kimmy found us some more photos, so let me go ahead and do this, and then I'll share it with y'all. And then I'm gonna jump in the chat, and then y'all, unfortunately, we are not gonna get to the other cases, so my intro to this video is gonna be a little messed up, but that's okay. We'll fix it. Well, we probably won't be able to fix the intro, but we'll probably cover the cases sometime next week. So here we go. This is the picture of the bruise on her neck, which is not too visible to me. I guess you can kind of see it. Did she ever claim that he choked her? Well, but this is the bruise on her neck. So there you have that. And then this is his cut from her, basically swinging on him, maybe clawing at him. Very small, could easily be he cut himself shaving, but at the same time, he doesn't look well shaven, so maybe it's not that. Definitely doesn't look like he's shaved, so maybe it's not. I mean, I guess he could have, no, he just has one of them little sparse beards that he's trying to build in, but it's not quite working for him yet. But yeah, there you go. Okay, let's say Kimmy says zoom in on that. All right. So there we have it. He has little moles like me. But yeah, that's probably from her scratching him, to tell you the truth. Okay, let me jump into the chat so I can get off of here by the time Honey has to start his test, and then we'll probably have to come back. We will have to come back on Mariah Carey and Beast updates. We'll have to come back on those. So let's see here. Okay. So we have Fig says, what else could the text be alluding to is my question. I don't really think that's what the texts were alluding to, and that's why they brought it in. She could have easily said, okay, well, you yelled at me, but then how would her head hurt? I mean, I guess if you're yelling at somebody so much to the point where their head starts to hurt, I don't know. But for days of your head hurting from someone yelling at you, I don't think so. I'm with you, Figs. It's probably something physical. He pushed her, he punched her, he dropped her on her head to get his necklace back. I don't know. But that's basically what they're alluding to. Kimmy Locker says, that's the tricky part. I think the texts are definitely alluding to abuse, but they're not about the incident for trial. Yeah, exactly. It was about the September 2022 incident, but the question is, what did he do to it? Like I said, he can argue, I yelled at her, made her cry so hard that it gave her a headache. She had an anxiety attack or something. I don't know. It caused her so much stress. I don't know. Mary Malaki says, is this couple in their 20s, 30s, or 40s? All this talk about unaliving, so sad. They are in their 30s. He stated that she was 30 at the time, and I believe he's like 35. So yes, all the talk about unaliving is sad, but a lot of abusers do use that to try to like pull the person back in. And not to say, you know, I'm a psychiatrist or anything like that, but in my experience, a lot of abusers do use that to pull someone back in. Like, okay, I'm going to leave you. It's like, oh, if you leave me, I'm going to unalive myself. And then all of a sudden the people are back in a relationship, because if you love that person, you don't want them to hurt themselves because of allegedly what you did to them, right? Kimmy Locker says, to Mary Malaki, Majors is 34 and Jabari is 30. So yes, in the 30s. Thank you, Kimmy. Mary Malaki says, it does sound like Johnny Depp Amber Heard, those kitchen cabinets, and when he saw her recording him, I think that helped when he quickly exited the room. I think many jury members were thinking I'd be upset. I agree with that. He was trying to get away. I think where he messed up is when he went back to put her in the car. Because I don't see any other incidences of where, I don't even know where they're getting the harassing part from. I need to look up the New York laws, because where is the harassment part? I mean, I guess yelling at her, telling her to get into the car, or maybe even if she was like, I don't know. I'm not there to hear the testimony. But they claimed 2 counts of assault, misdemeanor assault, and then 1 count of harassment, misdemeanor harassment. So I'm thinking, since there were 2 incidences of him grabbing her, I'm thinking that's what they're charging him with assault with, because he clearly was overpowering her in that point of time. And as we saw, maybe he didn't want to go on a 3-mile run, but when he went on the 3-mile run, he was able to escape her. But then I also think he messed up as he escaped her. My girl stopped and started having a conversation with someone else, and he decided he was going to walk back past her. He should have kept going. I know you don't want to abandon your woman and leave her out in the New York streets alone, but at that point, he probably should have kept going and then checked on her when he made it to where he needed to make it to, and maybe call her an Uber or something. But the fact that he got away. Let's go back to it. Oh, I think I closed it. But he got away and then turned back around and walked past her, looked at her, made a little face. He was mad, right? He was mad. But he probably shouldn't have even done that. That might be where the harassment comes in. I don't know. Probably not. Cheryl C says the last vid was... Yes, I'm almost done. Sorry. I'm in here yelling. Okay. See, I'm already getting kicked off, y'all. We gotta whisper ASMR, I guess, for the rest of the live stream. Just kidding. I can't talk like that. Cheryl C says the last vid was EA, in my opinion. EA. I don't know what that stands for. He just sounds like an arrogant A who doesn't like his girl to... Oh, okay. Emotional abuse. Okay, got it. An arrogant A who doesn't like his girl to be out partying and coming home drunk. A jerk. Yes, not emotional abuse in that recording. Yeah, I think it's a fine line, because it could potentially spill over to it if he's constantly lecturing her like that, and kind of, because he was kind of talking to her like a child. But I agree with, and then also the thing about her not partying because you need to be Michelle Obama, and then you pair that with her losing weight and not seeing her friends as much as like what her friend testified to, then you might be going over that line of emotional abuse. In addition to that, not wanting her to go out with her friends and stuff and get lit, or, you know, once in a while, I think it's okay. But that could also come off as controlling, trying to change her behavior to fit the status that he wants to have. So I agree with you there. Cheryl C says, has anyone else ever tried to pull your hair back like that with a messed up finger? No, but it's also her middle finger. But the thing is, I'll tell y'all the truth. The thing is, you don't really know how you need certain fingers until you don't have that finger, right? And I'm talking of it of an aspect of like breaking your nail, and you know, like when it bends, when you break it like in the middle, that mess hurts, and then you don't even realize how much you need it. Or even when me dang near breaking both of my pinky toes, and I'm pretty sure the right one is broken because it still hurts to this day if I bend it too much. And too much is not even a lot compared to what I used to, you know, use. That would sound weird, but yeah, you don't really know how much you need it until you actually hurt it. So to me, I'm like, do you really use your middle finger to put your hair up? And it's like, no, but at the same time, it's like, yes. And also, if you bend these fingers, then you kind of are pulling this one down, and it should be some pain in there too. I don't know. But again, she could be so hyped up that she didn't even feel it. I know I've done that before, broken some nails, didn't even feel it. And then the next day it's like, oh, yeah, what the heck? Mary Malarkey says he did pick her up, push her back in the vehicle, but now she's chasing him. Yeah, that's where she would become the aggressor. And that's why I said maybe they should have also charged her as well. Like I said, he could have probably argued self-defense. And I don't know if the fact that he's not arguing self-defense is going to say, okay, he didn't assault her. Because let's look, what does assault mean? Misdemeanor assault in New York. Let's see what the role is. Let's see if we can find the code section. Because guess what, y'all? We have to meet the elements. We have to meet the elements. So even if she did something, doesn't necessarily mean that he gets off scot-free. And that's why I said he probably would be better off claiming self-defense. But again, I am not a criminal attorney. I would say don't listen to me, listen to Natalie Lawyer Chick, because I think Natalie Lawyer Chick is in Maryland, right? I think so. What is misdemeanor assault? A person commits misdemeanor assault by improperly causing someone else to suffer a physical injury. The physical injury must have been caused either intentionally or recklessly. Misdemeanor assault can also occur if a person negligently, carelessly causes or carelessly injures someone else by using a deadly weapon or a dangerous instrument. Physical. Okay, I need to know what improperly causing means. Improperly causing. They don't define, because that I think it falls on improperly causing. I think we have the physical injury. I think we have the intentional act. Let's see. Okay. They don't define improperly causing. What is a improperly causing in New York? I think the improper part is where it will turn on. I think we have the other elements of it. Okay, no, that's not what we want. Okay, let's go to that, because that's the second degree. Misdemeanor assault, third degree. Under New York law, assault in the third degree. Let's see. Third degree, okay. New York Penal Code includes 3 degrees of assault. Assault in the third degree is the least serious of all 3 offenses. It is a Class A misdemeanor and carries possible prison sentence of up to 1 year. You intentionally physically injure a person. You injure a third party when you intended to injure another person. You recklessly injure another person. You negligently injure person using a deadly weapon. An example, a man got into a shouting match with his neighbor. The neighbor got mad that he ended up punching the neighbor in the face and in the back, requiring the neighbor to seek medical treatment. Okay. Defenses: in order to sustain a charge for assault in the third degree, the victim must have sustained a physical injury. While it is not necessary that the injury be severe, there must be some evidence of an injury other than the victim complaining that he or she was hurt, which she has because she went to the doctor. If there is no physical injury as defined by the statute, the prosecutor will have a difficult time securing the assault charge. Under New York law, you are permitted to use reasonable force to protect yourself or another person from imminent danger. If you can show that based on the facts of the case, you reasonably believe that you were in imminent physical danger, then you may have a valid defense against assault in the third degree. And I think that's where he's messing up, unless I'm missing it. I did not hear him claiming self-defense, which I think he would be able to succeed on self-defense, but just purely saying he didn't do something is, I don't think it's helpful. And I could be missing something. Y'all let me know if y'all have seen that he's claiming self-defense. You are able to use reasonable force to protect yourself, but he's not putting that on. He's just saying she was the aggressor. That's fine. She's the aggressor, but were you also defending yourself? And I could be wrong about how it applies, but I believe you have to plead that defense. And I'm not a New York attorney and I'm not a criminal attorney. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure, look, y'all ain't got to listen to me, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure you have to plead that defense. I don't think it doesn't just apply, at least in my area of law. You have to say it. It can't just apply without you saying it. And so him picking her up and putting her down, to me, is intentional behavior. He knew what he was doing. He knew he could beat her by that. And as we saw, he's picking her and putting her down. What if she cut the back of her ear on the door or like on a piece of the car? You don't know. I mean, I guess the driver said he didn't find any blood, but still, he could have not found blood. They keep those cars pretty clean. I was in New York. I was in the area. Okay. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in the area. They had some nice SUVs there. Okay. So yes, she did. I'm not saying she didn't do anything wrong. I think all the videos show her as the aggressor, hands down. But he did some things that will qualify as assault. I hope that's making sense. When you defend yourself, you're most likely doing something that will qualify as assault. But the thing is I don't remember that he's claiming self-defense. Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all. Let me know if I'm wrong. Okay. Mary Malaki says, I don't see a guy running though. I saw another video where he was actually running. You didn't see the guy? No, he ran down the street. Did you not see that? I'm behind in chat. So let me just be quiet and go through the chats. Mary Malaki says, it looked like he was running in the beginning to me. He did kind of speed walk. Let me see if I can find it. Kimmy sent it to me in the back channel. So boom, let's pull it back up. Hopefully we don't get no freaky toes again. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let me pause it. And then let me bring y'all into the group. And I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm missing like y'all chats, just letting me know that y'all are stopping in. Kimmy is helping me find the chats that are talking about the case. So sorry if I missed saying hello to anyone if you didn't come in within like the first 15 minutes of the live stream. Okay. So we see him here pushing her in the car. This is what I'm thinking he's getting in trouble for assault, because y'all, it's a little blurry. We don't know what the heck he's doing to her. He could be pushing her and punching her in the stomach as he putting her down. You never freaking know. Because look, he's kind of covering himself. We don't know what he's doing there. He's pinning her. He's pushing her. That would count as assault. But is it self-defense too? Look, okay, he walked and then he's going to start running right here. When she grabs his hand and then he starts running. And then there was another video that I saw on Alita's channel where it was him fully, and see how he picked her up and her head was at like the top of the door. She could have, well, I guess it was the other side of her head. So maybe it wasn't at that exact point, but could have easily cut her head somewhere. But we don't know because they're not telling us. She doesn't know when she cut her head. So that makes it even more difficult. So, okay, I told my husband I was about to be done. Now I'm going in a deep dive. Now we're going in a deep dive. Okay, let's see here. There was some, I don't know what the video is that it might be the TMZ video where it shows him actually running, because there was another video of him actually running and her chasing him, like legitimately chasing him. Kimmy Locker says, I would think being hugged that tightly by a cut ear would hurt. Yeah, I mean, like, she's pressing on her ear, but we got to think about it. It's New York. It's March. I think it's cold during March in New York, so maybe she doesn't feel it. If she's as lit as they're trying to say she was as lit, maybe she doesn't feel it. If she still has the adrenaline, maybe she doesn't. She probably still trying to catch her breath. She chased them for a month. I don't know how exactly far they ran, but she chased them for a really long time. So you would think it would hurt for sure, but the place of where it was, let's, we got the video, so let's run the tape. Y'all know we are analyzing things. Okay, so let's pull it back up. Then chased him all the way through the parking lot. My boy is a track star. She about to kill herself. Running in front of cars to chase that man. Girl, if a man run, let him go. Let him go. She gave up at that point. She's like, I'm about to go out. She is no longer chasing. I'm sorry to be laughing at your pain, girl. But yeah, she wasn't even there for those people. She's trying to see her man, and you over here talking to these other guys. It's like, oh, you've been abused? Let me be your friend. I got a beer. You want to sip? Because like the way it is behind her ear is kind of tucked away. So it could have not even had enough gravity, in my opinion, to drip down. And look at them. They got some pizza. They about to go eat good. So it got nothing to do with the case. I'm looking at all the wrong stuff. And so, yeah, she's hugging her. Her head is touching. Okay. And it looked like her, when she pulled her head back, it probably pulled against her ear actually too. So you might be right, Kimmy. You might be right. I don't know. We not her. She might have a high pain tolerance. Mary Malarkey says, okay, I think she was holding on to him when they first got out of the vehicle. I thought he was pulling her at first, but she was hanging on to him for sure. Yeah, she was trying to grab on him. Yeah, I agree with that statement. Kimmy Locker says to Mary Malarkey, agreed. I just found some more pictures that the defense submitted of Jonathan Majors as far as his injuries go. Okay, we'll take a look at it. Mary Malarkey says, that's okay. Alpha's test is important too. Yeah, it is. So we'll have to cover it at a different time. Kimmy Locker says, Breed Death 2 is a picture of his arm. Okay, I'll pull it up in just a moment. I know I'm a little behind. Rachel Mills says, talking about an alive-in is a tactic. Yep. Yes, exactly. It's a tactic to kind of bring it in. Usually falls within like narcissism, but I know people use that word loosely, so I'm not even going to do it, but it's definitely manipulative for sure. Rachel Mills says it makes them feel guilty about leaving. Exactly. And you don't want them to hurt themselves or do something to themselves for you. They need to show that you care because they're pulling that energy from you. Rachel Mills says, is saying self-defense something he'd not want to say for fear of being seen as less of a man? I don't know. I never thought of it like that. I would have to ask a man. So Rachel Mills says it could really be pride. It could be really pride, or it's just like, no, she did these things to me, but it's like, unless you were standing there, what you're doing could literally be seen as assault. And I think you might be onto something as far as like a woman saying self-defense, so she stabbed a man, because let's face it, we've talked about it on this channel before, and I've got some comments that didn't really like this, but men are genetically stronger than women. Even if the man is a lot smaller than you, he could still be stronger than you. So a woman would have to use a lot more force to get rid of him. The other part of it is they're all the way down the street. How did he end up back at the car, shoving her into the car for the second time? They're like parked in a whole different location at that point. And I know that driver was annoyed that day. Mary Malaki says, guys are uncomfortable saying self-defense, though. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think that's where Rachel was going down. Cheryl C says she could have hurt her ear when he tried to push her back into the car. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I just realized that when we rewatched the video, or when she walked into a wall, or when she ended up on the bathroom floor when she doesn't remember why or how she was there. Exactly. And that's the thing. They have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. So she could have cut her ear on her way back. She could have cut her ear in the Uber on the way back. She could have cut her ear when he was pushing her into the car. She could have cut her ear when he was snatching her phone from him. She did say he grabbed her by the face with his phone still in the hand. Was his phone sharp? We don't know. They haven't given us any of that detail because she doesn't remember when she was actually cut. Kimmy Locker said she was found on the closet floor and Major said she was unconscious in the 911 call. So maybe she fell backwards and hit a shelf or something, and we will never know. And she apparently don't know either. But at the same time, she's saying that she just fell asleep on the floor, but she was also on the phone with her best friend constantly throughout the 5 hours. And it kind of seemed like she was also playing kind of like a manipulative tactic. They could easily both be narcissists. We don't know. Okay. Speculations. But yeah, you never freaking know these days. She could have been easily playing a manipulation tactic too. Alita made an interesting point. She said it kind of looks like a cut from a sharp object, as if she did it herself so that she can show an injury. Some people are cray like that. You never know. So let's see here. Oh, and Kimmy is saying the video is the same as what TMZ has. I watched Alita sing, and she had a completely different video of him being chased. So I don't, unless I just imagined it wrong because I was watching it on high speed, maybe it looked different. I know they was like running in circles on that video. So I know I'm not tripping. So let me go back into so I can share the other pictures with y'all. Yes, that probably happened if she got nails. Let's go ahead and share it with you. This is scratches on Jonathan's arms. And of course, they take the pictures and they're pretty superficial, but this one seems pretty deep. She was grabbing him. I don't think she denies that. And like I said, she is probably liable for assault too, but it doesn't mean that he's not like if you get in a fist fight, you can say self-defense, but at the same time, self-defense, you have to say, okay, yes, I assaulted that person, but it was because I had to do it in order to protect myself. So, and he's not saying that. And like I said, if y'all know something else, let me know. This is him waking up with the blood on his pillow, or this not him waking up, but this is the blood on his pillow from when he woke up, I think from that cut on his face. And then we already looked at the ones of her ear. So there's that for y'all. All right. So let me see. Mary Malaki says, okay, I'm learning there's a lot more to this story. Yeah, I think they both probably did bad stuff, to tell you the truth. But they're basically playing the game of who's more guilty, right? Who's more guilty? Mary Malarkey says, afterthought, the way he was running so fast for a guy to go into running so fast, I think there must be something about this woman. He was just trying to get out of trouble. And like I said, maybe he did hurt her in September 2022 and he learned his lesson and he didn't want to do it again. That could definitely be a part of the situation. So I don't know if that story from September 2022 helps him or hurts him. And then the thing is, I wonder if the police never would have came, if he never would have called the police, if he would have done the same thing, like the same type of text messages. I'm sorry. Or would it have been her sending the text messages? Remember, she blew up his phone. She was calling him. And then when he tried to call her, then she wasn't answering. Sounds to me like they both playing games with each other, but I'm on the outside looking in, so I don't know. Kimmy Locker says the cut doesn't look clean enough to be intentional inflicted cut to me. And I would agree with you there. It does look like something went there, but I'm just like, how do you but that, if you in a fight, you can get bruised in a lot of different ways that you were not really expecting. So I would agree with you that it doesn't look intentional to me, but it definitely could have been like his keys in his hand. Definitely could have been like the end of the car. It could have been, falling down, hitting your head on the counter and it just kind of slicing you as you went down. It could be a lot of things. And I don't think, like Cheryl said, I don't think the prosecution really painted a clear story for us. It could have been like the boogeyman came and did it to her. We don't freaking know. She was by herself for hours before he came back, right? So that is all we have for today. I am so sorry that we did not make it to the other cases today. I fully intentionally planned on doing that. I thought this Jonathan Majors update was going to take me 5-10 minutes max. And I was like, I need to get more stories so that we have a good live stream, a good length of a live stream. And unfortunately, we have been talking about Jonathan Majors for about 2 hours, and that was not planned. So to me, sounds like a pretty good live stream, but I'm sorry that we didn't get to the other cases. We will save those for next week. Let me know. I think we'll do a poll to see if you guys are available for a members live stream on Sunday. I may be over promising at this point because I think I plan on like turning up on Saturday. So we may not make it on Sunday, but I'll try my best. I'll do a poll to see when y'all want to do it, or if y'all just want to carry it over to the new year and do like a new year live stream. Rachel Mills says, I hate following the rumor mill, but a bigger problem for me is that I do know some of the past history with his abusive behaviors to people. And that is that's why they don't like those character evidences, because like they said, don't use it to say, okay, well, he did it to her before, so he must have done it this time. I think it's also good that they kind of blocked out some of those messages to make it vague about what they were even talking about. I think a lot of people can infer it was physical abuse. But that's one of the reasons why they don't like to use that character evidence, because it could lead to you saying, okay, well, you did it to this person, so you must have did it to that person too. And you did it to her before, actually, so you must have done it again on this time. And honestly, this time we do have videos. The way he was placing her in the car, I don't like how they said, oh, he was pushing her in the car. Oh, he was guiding her to the car. That man was picking her up and throwing her in there. Like, I don't care what you say. Just like they say, oh, the video tells that she's the one chasing him, blah, blah, blah. That video shows that man picking that woman up and slamming her into that car. In my opinion, that was not a soft put down placing to me. And easily, like him picking her up, he could have been punched her. We don't know what he was doing to that girl. We do not know what he was doing to that girl. Mary Malaki says, no problem. Thank you so much. This was so interesting. Yeah, it ended up being a pretty good live stream. Kimmy Locker says, having a dedicated major stream is probably the best in case YouTube suppresses again. Anyway, that is probably true. Yeah. I was going to chop this one up if I was going to make time to chop this one up, but that's okay. Kimmy Locker says, Bree Hive, don't forget to like and share. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm talking quieter than I usually do. I know I was hyped up a couple minutes ago, but Alpha's taking his test right now, so I can't be yelling. Make sure you hit the like and share the stream. Yes, share the stream. Thank you very much. It really helps the channel, especially when YouTube suppresses important conversations like these. Yes, and they actually already suppressed our previous Jonathan Majors from, I think, last Thursday. So yes, it will really help if you guys go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys for stopping by with me. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.